Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lessons from Life. Today's story is about love, betrayal, guilt, and second chances. It reminds us that one wrong decision can change many lives forever. Now, let's begin. My name is Daniel Brooks. I am 47 years old. Every morning when I look into the mirror, I see a man carrying a burden that will never disappear. Some mistakes fade with time. Mine never did. Years ago, I was happily married to a wonderful woman named Emma. Emma wasn't rich. She wasn't famous. But she had the kindest heart I have ever known. She always greeted me with a smile when I came home from work. Even after a long day, she would ask, "Are you hungry?" She never forgot the little things. She remembered my favorite coffee. She remembered the songs I liked. She even left small notes inside my lunchbox that simply said, "Have a beautiful day." We had one daughter. Her name was Lily. She was 13 years old. She was the light of our home. Every evening we had dinner together, laughed together, and talked about school. Back then, I believed my family would stay together forever. But I was wrong. I worked as an accountant for a large construction company in Seattle. One Monday morning, a new employee joined our office. Her name was Vanessa. She was confident, elegant, and knew exactly how to make people notice her. At first, we only spoke about work, nothing more. But little by little, our conversations became longer. She often invited me for coffee during lunch. She listened carefully whenever I talked. One afternoon, she looked at me and said, "You always look exhausted, Daniel." I smiled. "I guess that's what family responsibilities do." She laughed softly. "Or maybe no one appreciates you enough." Those words stayed in my mind. At home, Emma was busy taking care of Lily, cooking dinner, cleaning the house, and working part-time. At a local health center, she was always doing something for someone else. I never realized how tired she must have been. Instead of appreciating her, I started noticing only what she didn't do. Meanwhile, Vanessa made me feel important. She praised my ideas. She laughed at my jokes. She made me feel younger than I really was. Soon, lunch breaks turned into evening coffees. Evening coffees turned into secret dinners. I kept telling myself, "We're just friends." But deep inside, I already knew I was lying. Emma noticed the changes. She asked me one night, "Daniel, are you happy?" Without looking into her eyes, I answered, "Of course." She smiled gently, but I could feel that she didn't believe me. Still, she never checked my phone. She never questioned where I had been. She trusted me completely, and that trust became the very thing I betrayed. Weeks later, Vanessa became impatient. "I don't want to be the other woman anymore," she said. "You need to make a choice." I stayed silent. I loved my daughter. I didn't want to destroy my family. But I also couldn't walk away from Vanessa. I thought I could keep both worlds alive. That was the biggest mistake of my life. A few days later, Emma suddenly became very ill. It happened without warning. She complained of severe stomach pain while preparing dinner. Within minutes, she could barely stand. Lily began crying. I rushed Emma to the nearest hospital as fast as I could. The doctors immediately started treatment. Hours passed. The waiting room felt colder with every minute. Finally, a doctor walked toward me. His face looked serious. He said they suspected that Emma's condition was caused by poisoning. My heart nearly stopped. Poisoning? The word echoed inside my head. Then, like a flash of lightning, I remembered something. Only 3 days earlier, Vanessa H. had visited our house for the first time. She had brought Emma a special herbal drink as a gift and insisted it would help her relax after work. At the time, I thought it was simply a kind gesture. But standing outside that hospital room, for the first time, fear entered my heart, and I began to question everything I thought I knew. Emma never came home from the hospital. Early the next morning, the doctor walked toward me with tears in his eyes. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. "We did everything we could." My legs became weak. I couldn't believe those words. Emma was gone. Lily ran into my arms and cried harder than I had ever seen before. I held her tightly, but inside I felt completely empty. The police started an investigation because the doctors believed poisoning had caused Emma's death. They asked many questions. Did Emma have any enemies? Did she eat anything unusual? Did anyone visit your home recently? I wanted to tell them about Vanessa and the herbal drink, but I had no proof. Maybe it was only my imagination. Maybe it was just a terrible coincidence. Weeks later, the investigation ended. There wasn't enough evidence to charge anyone. The case was officially closed. Everyone slowly moved on. Everyone except me. Every night, I remembered Vanessa's words. "You need to choose." Every night, I remembered the herbal drink she had brought. But fear kept my mouth closed. A year passed. Friends and relatives told me that Lily needed a mother again. They said I shouldn't spend my life alone. Against my better judgment, I married Vanessa. The wedding was small. People smiled. They congratulated us. But I couldn't smile. Even Lily refused to look at the camera. After Vanessa moved into our house, everything began to change. At first, she acted loving and caring. She cooked my favorite meals. She welcomed me home with a smile. I thought maybe I had judged her unfairly. But that feeling didn't last long. Whenever I wasn't home, Vanessa became a different person. She criticized Lily over small things. If Lily forgot to wash a plate, Vanessa shouted. If Lily came home 5 minutes late from school, Vanessa became furious. Slowly, Lily stopped laughing. She spent more time alone in her room. One evening, I noticed a bruise on her arm. "What happened?" I asked. She quickly covered it with her sleeve. "I fell at school," she whispered. I wanted to believe her, but something inside me said she wasn't telling the truth. A few weeks later, I came home earlier than usual. As I entered the house, I heard shouting from the kitchen. I rushed inside. Vanessa was grabbing Lily's wrist so tightly that my daughter was crying. Her schoolbooks were scattered across the floor. "Please," Lily begged. "I'll clean everything." Vanessa raised her hand. Before she could strike her, I stepped between them. "Enough," I shouted. The room became silent. Vanessa looked at me with cold eyes. "She's lazy," she said. "No," I replied firmly. "She's just a child." For the first time since Emma's death, I finally saw Vanessa for who she really was. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat alone in the living room. Emma's photograph stood on the bookshelf. I stared at her gentle smile. Then I remembered every little thing she had done for me. The warm dinners, the handwritten notes, the quiet love she gave me every single day. Tears rolled down my face. I realized something that broke my heart. I hadn't lost Emma because I stopped loving her. I lost her because I stopped appreciating her. And by chasing excitement, I had brought pain into my own home. The next morning, I packed Vanessa's belongings into 2 suitcases. When she saw them near the front door, she laughed. "You'll regret this," she said. "You can't live without me." I opened the door. "I already regret the biggest mistake of my life," I answered. "I'm not making another one." Her smile disappeared. She picked up her bags and walked away without saying another word. When the door finally closed, the house became quiet. Lily slowly walked toward me. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then I looked into her eyes and said the words I should have said long ago. "I'm sorry." She hugged me tightly, and for the first time in years, I felt that maybe healing was still possible. Life didn't become perfect overnight. Some wounds never completely disappear. Every Sunday, Lily and I visit Emma's grave together. We bring fresh flowers. We sit quietly. Sometimes we talk about happy memories. Sometimes we simply sit in silence. I always tell Emma the same thing. I can't change the past, but I promise I'll protect the daughter you trusted me with. Today, Lily is growing into a strong and kind young woman. She reminds me of her mother every single day. People often ask if I have forgiven myself. The truth is, I don't know if I ever will. Some mistakes stay with us forever. But guilt can also become a lesson. It can teach us to value the people who love us before it's too late. Because real love isn't found in secret meetings or exciting moments. Real love is found in loyalty, trust, and the small acts of kindness we often take for granted. If someone truly loves you today, don't wait until tomorrow to appreciate them. Tomorrow is never promised. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more inspiring English storytelling videos.